is Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live.
Trying to keep him honest. The 3-2 pitch. Line into the left field corner. And the Diamondbacks will win it. Rizzo scores. Nick Ahmed came in at 194 on the night. And he ends it 5-4 the final.
After playing their longest game of the season, which took 4 hours and 27 minutes to complete, Cubs looking for a win in Game 2 of a 3-game set with the D-backs in Phoenix. We've got it for you right here. Comcast Sportsnet, first pitch just after 9 o'clock. Hello, welcome in to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Along with Todd Hollinsworth, I'm David Kaplan. That's a tough loss because you're one strike away on the next to last hitter in the inning that tied it. One strike away on Goldschmidt, and that ends up with a 2-run home run, and then in the 13th they win. Well,
I mean, this is the kind of baseball. Let's give credit where credit is due. Diamondbacks have been playing very good baseball coming into this series. I mean, again, I've done my part, and I said, hey, listen, we got to make sure we play great. We've got the Royals, we've got the Nationals coming to town next week. But at the same time, you can't look past this Diamondbacks team. They've got one of the better offenses in all of baseball. They certainly have been a little bit below radar, but they have played very competitive baseball, certainly of late. And what you saw last night was a lot of that competitive nature. They stayed in it. They gave themselves an opportunity with their big guy in the middle of the lineup. He's up there to tie a ball game up. He ties it up, and their bullpen, which again has been a very, very big weak spot for them, holds court, holds serve, and gives them an opportunity late to get that win.
Cubs have played 14 additional innings of baseball this season. They're 4-2 in extra inning games. Take a look at some of those results. I mean, better than it's been in the past. I remember years where they didn't win much in extra time.
Well, the one thing that we learned about this team is our Cubs team is that they're absolutely as resilient as that Diamondbacks team I just talked about. I mean, they're competitive. They played a lot of one-run ball games this month. They've got a winning record in those games. This is what grows you up at the Major League level. There's certain things we talk about individually, players having success, learning your lessons at the Major League level, playing in front of 40,000 fans, going to the Bostons, going to the LAs, playing in the bigger markets, and understanding what younger players are all going through. We're watching it right now, but one of that key ingredient for a team is winning one-run ball games, and they've been doing so much of it right now. They're okay in those situations. They don't find themselves breaking down too often and giving themselves an opportunity to win. The one thing I would say about it last night is that our offense has got to get going a little bit.
All right, let's take a look at tonight's DraftKings pitching matchup. Cubs will send out their number 2 man, Jake Arrieta, who's allowed just 2 combined runs over his last 2 starts while scattering just 8 hits. The righty has also racked up 17 strikeouts his last 15 innings pitched. Arizona will counter with Ruby De La Rosa. He is 2-0 with a 2.35 ERA his last 3 starts. De La Rosa has lasted at least 7 innings in each of those last 3 outings.
Yeah, Jake's been doing very, very well. Only 1 start against the Diamondbacks in his career. It was a loss last year, so this will be his 2nd start. I always love Jake in matchups like this where I know there's not a whole lot of history between the team and Jake. I mean, there's such just a clear advantage, and again, I think we're going to see it tonight. I expect a solid 7 innings. Again, if he can manage his pitch count, which he's done very well this season. His last start, 7 innings again. And you're turning it over to the bullpen, very reasonable circumstances. So I look for Jake to be very, very good tonight. That pitch right there, I think his curveball and his cutter were going to be important pitches for him tonight, as the Diamondbacks are a very good fastball hitting team.
Arrieta would probably like to see some more runs scored when he pitches. He ranks 100 out of a possible 109 qualified starting pitchers in average run support. Cubs offense has scored just 2.75 runs per game for Arrieta this season. Go figure. Kyle Hendricks gets the most run support. He just picked up his first win 2 days ago.
It's amazing. You know, I mean, there's a million different ways I could probably explain this to fans. Most of it won't make too much sense. But when we talk about going up against an ace like Arrieta has kind of defined himself now in our game, and certainly in the National League, teams respond. I mean, pitchers on the other side, that's the competition. You say, what are you talking about? You know, you're talking about 2 starters going up against each other. Well, the starter that's going up against Arrieta that day says, I got to be my best because I'm going up against Jake Arrieta, and that's what typically tends to happen. Ends up in a lot of low-scoring ball games. Jake does his part, keeps the opposition down, keeps them, 3 runs or less, but at the same time, he may be going up against a number 4, number 5, but that number 4 or 5 really is geared up and probably ready for that day, knowing that he has got to match pitches. with Arrieta. So a lot of times that happens in our industry. And again, you do just talk about the natural matchups. You say, well, why is Kyle Hendricks, getting so many more runs of support? It's pretty obvious because he actually matches up with the 4s and 5s, and we got a good offense. So we're going to beat down some guys.
All right, Ruby De La Rosa is a young man who came over from Boston originally. He has good stuff, but his last 3 outings, he's been really good.
Yeah, he's been locked in. He's got a big-time fastball, 94, 96 miles an hour, throws the 2-seamer as well. We'll mix in the slider, but there's an advantage here, and it really is to the lefties. We'll talk about this a little bit later in the pregame show as well, but again, you watch a lot of the tilt on his pitches. It runs away from the lefties. Righties do struggle with him. The one thing that stands out are the splits. Lefties, 301 batting average against him on the season. Righties, 181. This guy's got a big arm. They thought big things of him. So did Boston. But he's now with the Diamondbacks, and he certainly is part of their future. And the last 3 are more in line with what they thought they were getting than at the beginning. He attacks the strike zone. That's one thing that really does stand out. Only 12 walks in those 53 innings pitched this year. So this is a guy who's going to throw that 2-seamer when he needs to, but a lot of tilt to the right side of the plate from a left-handed perspective.
All right, it's time for Built for Business, presented by our friends at Comcast Business. And Holly, why don't you take us pitch by pitch through the Paul Goldschmidt at bat against Hector Rondon in the bottom of the 10th.
Well, this is where mistakes can't happen. And, this first pitch actually is a mistake. This is a pitch that you don't want to make to a guy that's Paul Goldschmidt. I said it to you at the time, Cap. Do not miss out over the plate. He can hit 97. He will turn it around. But then he gets locked in. You watch it where he's attacking the strike zone. This is working with Montero here. He knows where to go. Even solid contact at that part of the strike zone is not going to beat that result right there. This is where Rondon has struggled a little bit this year, is that he's made mistakes out over the plate. 95, 97, 98 miles an hour to game changers, to elite hitters, will get turned around and deposited in the seats. And we got to witness it last night, unfortunately for us. But this is part of the problem. That ball strays back out over the plate. It's much like that first one that you saw, which was Goldschmidt's best pass in that at-bat. The other 4 pitches in between, that's where you hang out when you're going up against Paul Goldschmidt.
Comcast Business is built for business. That homer was Paul Goldschmidt's 9th career game-tying or go-ahead home run in the 9th inning or later. That's courtesy of Chris Camp of the Cruncher, our great stats guru. Goldschmidt has absolutely destroyed Cubs pitching in 20 career games, 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in with a .382 batting average. That's filthy. And his .1213 OPS, highest versus any opponent that he's played at least 10 games against. Look, I love Anthony Rizzo, and if you made me pick, I would take him maybe out of being a Chicago guy.
Sure.
But Paul Goldschmidt's about as good as you find.
Well, and the thing that's so interesting about Paul Goldschmidt is that anybody who's inside the game, on the media side of things, the players will tell you, we know about Paul Goldschmidt and how he's changed games, but what you don't hear about is really the fans talk about it that way. And I think part of it is the West Coast factor. Part of it is probably the Diamondbacks haven't been that good over the last few seasons, but he is absolutely a game changer. He is absolutely one of the game's elites. Steals bases, great defender, hits for average, hits for power, clutch hitter. He does it all. And we watched him last night turn 97 around. This guy knows how to hit. I think when I watch him play, honestly, I think of Jose Abreu when I think of the approach to the plate, the willingness to use the entire field. I watched him an awful lot last year. He uses right field all the time to pick up clutch RBIs. We talked about Bryant, that little flare that he hit that got the game tied last night that gave us the go-ahead run. Very similar. Paul Goldschmidt understands situational hitting as well as anybody. The impressive thing for me is that much like Anthony has kind of done it without a whole lot around him, now he's starting to get some guys around him that can play. They got Trumbo back this year. Tomas looks like he's going to be real, and he's really starting to put up huge numbers. All
right, our Cubs insider, Patrick Mooney from CSN caught up with Miguel Montero after the loss. Montero, the Cubs catcher, talked about Hector Rondon's approach versus Goldschmidt. It was not really a good pitch, especially with Goldie. You really have to make pitches. He's a good hitter, a professional hitter. You can't let that guy beat you like that with a fastball middle. Other than that, I would say the pitch before is the one that got us in trouble. The double by A.J. Pollock. You got him with 2 strikes, and then you throw a breaking ball. It's got to be a better pitch than that. It was middle too. Pollock just protected himself. He just threw the bat out there, and he hit the ball down the line. Pretty pointed remarks.
I like it, but it's there's pretty obvious reason why you're talking about it. We look at Rondon last year, 4 blown saves and 33 opportunities, 3 blown saves and 12 this year. It's been kind of a little bit of a problem. When you pair that with what's gone on in that bullpen, and it hasn't been all on Rondon, it compounds things. I know it's a sick feeling that we get in the pit of our stomach when we watch last night's ball game. We say there the club hangs, club hangs in there. Lester does this, and everybody's all excited about everything. And all of a sudden, one pitch away from a victory, and you end up with a defeat. And then you end up with 4 more bullpen innings. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You cannot make mistakes as a closer out over the plate. I will say this about Rondon. It's time for him to step up. Three blown saves already at this stage of the season. I love those remarks from Montero. I think they're strong. They're meant to get get the attention of your teammates, and sometimes it's a very, very good thing. Rondon's got a great arm. He's got good stuff. But when you're in the closer's role, you cannot make mistakes like this to hitters like Paul Goldschmidt.
All right, let's look at the Cubs lineup brought to you by Wrigleyville Sports. Here's what Joe Madden will turn into the umpires for tonight. And take a look at it. It's pretty similar to what we've seen. Dexter Fowler, Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Castro, Montero, Soler, Coghlan, Arrieta, and Addison Russell. Junior Lake, of course, had to start last night.
Yeah, Chris Bryant extended his hitting streak to 11 games, 4 homers, 12 RBIs over that. Dexter Fowler's actually got a little bit of history against De La Rosa, very interestingly enough. 3 for 6. He's the one guy that stands out, but again, not a lot of history there. So I know last night certainly was a tough loss. You got a bit of recovery time today. They're playing another night game tonight, and they're getting ready for this one. So the boys, this is a big series. Like I said, if you have any intentions of winning the series, well, guess what? You're winning tonight because you lost game 1.
All right, let's hear Joe Madden when he spoke today about the 8-9 hole. Of course, he's been very convincing in his argument that the pitcher should hit 8.
Twofold. In the beginning, part of it was predicated on the fact that your starting pitcher might not go deep into the game, and you want to be able to pinch it for him sooner if that opportunity presented itself. That was one reason. The reason I really like, though, is to put a more meaningful hitter in the 2-hole, knowing that 9 should feed into 2. So the thing that I really would hope that people get over the fact that he's the number 8 hitter only one time. That'd be the first time through. Literally, he's the number 8 hitter. After that, it's serendipitous based on how an inning ends and who's starting the next inning. The only time you got to be heads up is when the number 3-hole hitter leads off. That's when you're in jeopardy of bases loaded and 2 outs, and he's coming up. That's the part that I'm always aware of. It's happened to us twice. But then again, if the number 4-hole hitter was leading off, then he's hitting 9th. The same thing would occur, possibly. So I like the fact that with Addison hitting 9, I feel like we have 2 leadoff hitters, Addison, Dexter leading into Bryant or Rizzo. And in the National League lineup, in order to move a more meaningful hitter up in the batting order, I think you need to get away from the pitcher hitting in the 9-hole.
You cool with that?
Hey, the results have been pretty darn good. I'm not going to argue that. I know that the fact that we've got the best 9 hitter in all of baseball right now, Addison Russell, and you're also giving Chris Bryant. I understand that. I've seen it for years. I mean, Tony La Russa brought this in. He introduced it and made all the sense in the world. But again, you got to execute it. As long as you're getting the kind of production that we're getting from Addison in the 9th spot in the lineup that rolls it over to giving Dexter, who's hit for some power as well, in that 1-hole, and then Chris Bryant the opportunity to hit with runners in scoring position. He's been so very good. And Anthony Rizzo as well. It's worked. The bottom line, it's worked.
All right, there's the Diamondback lineup for Chip Hale. Pollock, who had a big night last night, hitting .316. Trumbo, Goldschmidt, Goldie as they like to call him, Peralta, Tomas, Hill, Ghostwitch, Ahmed, who had the game-winning hit last night and the game-tying home run, and Ruby De La Rosa.
Yeah, this is pretty much their standard lineup. Keep your eye on Aaron Hill. He's got some history and some numbers against Arrieta, 6 for 14 with a homer, a couple doubles.
From his days as a Blue Jay.
Yeah, that's right. So he's got some history against him, so he's going to be familiar. I mean, it's interesting. You know, we talk about this all the time. Guys who have a little bit of history against those guys. I mean, they're your favorite guy that day. What did you see from him? What does he feature? What do you got? I mean, you sponge these guys, and that's clearly who they'll be sponging today. Cubs pregame live presented by the Fields Auto Group is just getting started.
There's that 9-hitter, Addison Russell, taking batting practice. We'll be right back.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group, celebrating our 45th annual memorial event. FieldsAuto.com.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, inviting you to our Fields 45th annual memorial event.
Every BMW, Land Rover, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Volvo, Infiniti, and Mini are now priced for less and all come with our Fields amenities.
Join the Fields Auto Group in Operation Support Our Troops America as we send packages packed full of home to more than 10,000 brave Americans away from home. We'll back up this great cause by making a donation for every new vehicle sold during our memorial event. It's not often a good deal and goodwill go hand in hand.
Out here, there are no cheat codes, no avatars, no magic stars. This does not require an operating system or a username or password. And there will not be better versions of these games coming out next year. There's nothing like the good of sport. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
The Conference Call, the ultimate arena for business. Hour after hour of diving deep, touching base, and putting ducks in rows. The only problem with conference calls, eventually they have to end. Unless you have the Comcast Business Voice Edge mobile app. It lets you switch seamlessly from your desk phone to your mobile with no interruptions. I've never felt so alive.
Get the future of phone, and the phones are free. Comcast Business, built for business.
Imagine if you could predict an accident before it happened. Presenting the world's first car that warns you of a possible collision 2 cars ahead. Helping you avoid accidents you don't see coming. Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti Q50 for $309 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Time to check out our ATI injury report. ATI Physical Therapy, a great corporate partner. Second baseman Tommy La Stella suffered a setback on a rehab assignment when he was hit by a pitch on Sunday, forcing him to leave the game. Mike Holt took some batting practice this week for the first time since going on the DL back in mid-April. Joe Madden was asked if there's a place for Holt if and when he gets healthy.
I've talked about the baseball having this cruel way of answering it. So I think when he's well, it's just a matter of getting well and playing again, and then let's see what the heck happens. I mean, obviously right now things are kind of nice, but you don't know how it's going to play out. If somebody does struggle, if somebody gets injured, a player in his position just needs to get well, start playing well, and then see what happens after that.
And you don't really have a need for a third baseman at this point.
Not right now. Yeah. The thing about KB, and I've really been impressed with the other things. We talked about his base running, his defense, all that stuff has been really good.
All right, welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Joe Madden, obviously with no complaints about Chris Bryant. And the young slugger is red hot right now, riding an 11-game hit streak. Bryant put the Cubs in front in the top of the 10th with a single into center field, the one you talked about, been able to go a bit the other way, and he gets it to drop.
Yeah, he's got a great approach working right now. 11-game hitting streaks, they don't happen by accident. You're swinging the bat well. It really is about approach and then executing your swing. I mean, right now he's in a good spot. He's making the right adjustments. He's got the right approach and the right thoughts. I loved it. This right here, I mean, this is a situation in a ball game where he had nothing going on. I mean, this is a big, spacious outfield here. A great place to hit, a lot of territory, a lot of places to drop balls in, but so many times we've watched him with runners in scoring position late in games use his off-field, the ability to pull his hands in and go the other way. There is a lot of love out there, as I say, and he's found it because he continues to get those big RBIs.
Chris Bryant just raking during that 11-game hit streak, 14 for his last 39. A .359 batting average, 4 home runs, 12 runs driven in.
Yeah, it's all happening right now for him. Chris Bryant's figuring a lot of things out. Like I said, the tests are going to come. I mean, he's going to go through some down cycles and again, some up cycles. Everybody does. Kind of watching Anthony, as hot as he was for a little while, going through a little bit of a down cycle right now. But like I said, the approach works. Use the middle of the field when you stay inside the baseball. And as I said, you say sometimes as well, you know, let the ball get deeper. You see it a little bit longer. You track it. You become harder to pitch to. I learned that from Tony Gwynn at a very early age. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it long enough to be as good as Tony Gwynn. But it's what Tony did best. He allowed the ball to travel, see it, stay on your backside, stay strong. And Chris does that as well as anybody in the game right now. He has so far exceeded expectations. It's rather amazing because, you know, you think of what young hitters typically are. They're very very streaky. Give you 2 great weeks, 2 bad weeks. They, lose their swing, lose their focus, get pitched a different way, and it takes them a little bit longer to figure these things out. And Brian has been, honestly, so constant. It has been a huge reason why we're in the position we are.
All right, much more. Cubs pregame live presented by the Fields Auto Group is on the way. We'll get Todd's keys to a win. Cubs with the bounce back against the Diamondbacks. Stay right here on CSN.
Nissan Altima with up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Plus, get up to $1,000 bonus cash on select models. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Things move fast around here. Who's got time to look at the fine print? So you see DirecTV's new offer. $19, you think. But after just 3 months, you're paying over $100 a month, and it keeps going up. Turns out you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you nearly $3,000. Thinking about DirecTV? Think again.
There's nothing direct about DirecTV. Call Xfinity from Comcast for a great offer and lock in your rate for 2 years.
As I look out today, I'm moved by your hope for a bright future. A future where student debt crushes your dreams and where you move back home, share a bathroom with your younger sister. In short, good luck. You'll need it.
At Fifth Third Bank, we were curious. Could we help grads find the jobs they want? That's why we're giving away $1 million in job search training. Enter at 53.com/brandofview. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
Nissan Altima with up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Plus, get up to $1,000 bonus cash on select models. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Sleepy's Memorial Holiday Doorbusters are 6 hours only, Sunday and Monday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get mattress sets starting at $78 each piece. Get half off a Simmons adjustable base with select Beauty Rest mattresses. Get up to $600 off our exclusive Stearns & Foster collection. Plus, great deals continue all day with up to half off nearly every mattress in the store. And free delivery on everything above $5.99. Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals.
Introducing Ride by Yamaha, the world's first dual throttle handlebar control system. Engineered to change the way you experience the water. Benefits include enhanced handling and smooth deceleration. Docking and slow speed maneuverability is simple and precise. There's only one way to ride, and it's only available on Yamaha Wave Runners. Yamaha, the #1 brand on the water.
Comcast Sportsnet, your home for Chicago Cubs baseball.
Sheldon Castro taking his cut to Chase Field. Cubs prepare Game 2 against the Diamondbacks. Who's that guy pitching? Doesn't have a lot on the ball. Get a little arc in it. Basio. Come on, Boz. How's that shoulder feel, Boz? Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. We love Chris. Cubs' next opponent, the Nationals, took on the Phillies today in the nation's capital. Steven Strasburg, who is not off to a good start, had another rough afternoon in the third. Phillies already up to 1-0. Ryan Howard, a double down the right field line. Cesar Hernandez scores 2-0 Phillies. Next batter, Mikael Franco. He sends one deep to right center. This one has the distance. Gone. Phillies get the 2-run shot to put them up 4-0. 5-0 Phillies in the fourth, and Hernandez hits one under the glove of Ian Desmond. Ben Revere comes around to score after Wilson Ramos cannot handle the throw home. Strasburg leads the game after 3 2/3. He gave up 5 earned, only struck out 3. Phillies pummel the Nats. Pound them 8-1 in D.C. All right, time for our Fields Auto Group keys to tonight's game. Here is Dr. Todd Holland.
Well, let's hope my recipe's a good one for tonight. Listen, it's the big four. What I'm talking about here is Fowler, Rizzo, Montero, Cogs. Right off the top are lefties. Here's why. Ruby De La Rosa's got just extreme splits. Our 4 guys, big parts of our lineup tonight, I think, are going to have a real opportunity. Now, De La Rosa does not throw a cut fastball. He throws a two-seam fastball. We talked about it a little bit earlier, 88, 89 miles an hour. He will throw a changeup, does throw a slider, but again, doesn't use them too much. They will see the changeup tonight, and it's got a little bit of tilt on it, but he throws 94 to 96, and it's a 4 true seam fastball, and it's very, very straight. I think for our lefties tonight, when you look at the numbers, and only 2/3 of the at-bats at the righties that he's faced this season, De La Rosa, left-handed hitters have more walks, more hits, more home runs, half as many strikeouts, and they're hitting .301 compared to righties who are hitting a .181. So real advantage there for the Cubs hitters tonight. Let's hope they can get something done. Cutter curveball combination. That's just really talking about Jake Arrieta tonight. I think it's going to be big pitches for him. Those secondary pitches. Why? The Arizona Diamondbacks, statistically speaking, and with everything that I watched last night, are a very good fastball hitting team. They put together their best at bats, and when they're working on the fastball and keeping themselves in fastball counts, they're squaring up the baseball. That's going to be a big pitch for him. I love the fact that there's not a whole lot of history there. At the same time, that cut fastball and that big curveball that you just saw, I think are going to be big pitches for him tonight, hopefully leading to some great results and short-term memory. Talking about our man Rondon right there at the end of the ball game. As I said earlier, 4 blown saves last year. Had a real strong season. We talked about it, 98 miles an hour, a lot of fastballs. You know, he's put in a position where he's making some adjustments this year, throwing that slider a little bit more. 3rd blown save already, 9 for 12. This is a team that's got a little bit different expectations. I don't think anybody's given up on him right now, but the point is this, that he's at one of those spots in his young career where you either find your way through this and you fight your way through it and you become that elite closer. This is a great place.
Or you're going to lose your gig.
Or you're going to lose your gig, and I think that's ultimately what it's come down to. I'm not talking tonight or tomorrow, but I'm saying if this trend continues, potentially there will be an adjustment if he in fact can't lock down the 9th inning, and it's got to start happening because there is a trickle-down effect. We see how the issues, some of the issues we've had in that bullpen so far this season. Rondon has got to be the surest thing we've got down there, and right now there's just a degree of uncertainty.
All right, our key performers for today. Holly, you get to go first. You won last night. You lead 5-4 in the season.
Yeah, I don't do this very often, but I'm feeling really good about it. I talked about the lefties in the matchup, 3 for 6 going up against De La Rosa as well. A little history there. I'm taking Fowler again.
Doubling up.
Feeling good.
I'm going to go with a guy on a hit streak. I need a win. I'm going to go with Chris Bryant. He is playing very well. Yeah. He's got an 11-game hitting streak, and I think he has a really good night tonight against Ruby De La Rosa. All right, thank you for watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. No postgame tonight with the late start, but Holly and I will be back with you on Tuesday for our next Comcast Sportsnet broadcast. Don't forget, Cubs and D-backs finish their series tomorrow, then the Nationals roll into town. So it should be an interesting week as the Cubs come back home.
Yeah, big series against this Diamondbacks team. Let's try and get 2 here and get ready for those Nats and those Royals.
Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Stay healthy, everybody. Enjoy the family. We'll see you.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, inviting you to our Fields 45th Annual Memorial Event.
Every BMW, Land Rover, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Volvo, Infiniti, and Mini are now priced for less and all come with our Fields amenities.
Join the Fields Auto Group in Operation Support Our Troops America as we send packages packed full of home to more than 10,000 brave Americans away from home. We'll back up this great cause by making a donation for every new vehicle sold during our memorial event. It's not often a good deal and goodwill go hand in hand.
What's in a drop? The expectation of what comes next. That's what keeps the energy going. The drop refreshes the beat every time. So what's in a drop?
Ford is taking the EcoBoost Challenge all across America. Now it's your turn.
Here we go. To know that the F-150 has the EcoBoost, I'm saving fuel, but I'm not losing any of the power.
The 2014 F-150s are going fast. Don't miss your last chance to get a great deal.
Ford is towing it so easily. I love the Ford. I like to drive it all the way home.
Get a 2014 F-150 with 0 for 60 plus 1,500 trade assist. Or get 6,000 cash savings plus 1,250 bonus cash plus 1,500 trade assist.
Tie game, 11th inning.
Chicago is a place where made in America still means something, and quality means everything. And when it comes to the highest quality cars on the road, Honda is America's best. With millions of Hondas built right here in America from suppliers right here in the Midwest. And right now, your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers are celebrating with 0.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers on all 2015 Honda Civics and Accords. Don't miss the America's Best Sales event at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer today.
It's another beautiful evening here in Arizona as we bring you Cubs baseball here on Comcast Sportsnet. Roof is open here at Chase Field. The Cubs 2-2 on this road trip as they play the Diamondbacks in Game 2. Hi again, everyone. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. A stinging loss in 13 innings, 5-4 last night. The Cubs felt like they should have had this one in the bag.
Sure they should have. A lot of good things happened for the Cubs last night. John Lester pitched really well, and they got some clutch hits late, but could not hang on here. The good things that happened offensively in the 10th inning, Chris Bryant, little bloop base hit, scored Dexter Fowler, who had walked and scored, and then Starlin Castro ripped a base hit to left field. Cubs had a 2-run lead, bottom of the 10th, Rondon on the pitch, and you thought things are looking pretty good.
Yep, he got the first two guys out, but then on an 0-2 pitch, A.J. Pollock with a double, and then with 2 strikes, 2 outs, the big blast. Paul Goldschmidt ties the ball game.
A 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but not well placed out over the heart of the plate. Goldschmidt made him pay, and then in the 13th, Nick Ahmed, who had homered earlier in the ball game, that was his first long ball of the year, delivered the game-winning hit.
So Jake Arrieta will take the ball tonight. Ruby De La Rosa for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, both these guys have been really good lately. Arrieta over his last 2 starts. Sterling, 15 innings, just 2 earned runs. Look at the strikeout to walk ratio, 17 punch-outs and just 3 walks. And Ruby De La Rosa, hard-throwing right-hander, really settling in, especially here in his home ballpark. 2-0 with a 2.14 in his last 3 home starts.
So the Cubs tonight try to end Arizona's 5-game winning streak and have a shot at a winning road trip. Cubs and Diamondbacks, middle game of this weekend set, coming up next.
It's the Volkswagen Memorial Day event, and it's time to break out the SPF. Savings, performance, fun. Right now, you can enjoy great deals on your favorite VW models, like a $500 bonus on the sporty, fun-to-drive Jetta, or the powerful, roomy, mid-size Passat, named one of Ward's 10 best. Don't miss out on these fun-in-the-sun deals. Visit the Volkswagen Memorial Day event today.
Hurry in, and you can get 0% APR for 60 months on 2015 Jetta and Passat gasoline models, plus a $500 bonus.
Get beautiful new floors right now with Luna's incredible 70% off sale. That's carpet, laminate, and even hardwood, all for 70% off. You'll get professional installation and can be confident with Luna's exclusive Love Your Floors promise. Transform your home with an amazing 70% off carpet, laminate, and hardwood. Reserve your free in-home appointment at Luna.com or call 773-202-LUNA.
Dish claims they offer the same channels for less, but the truth is, you just get less. True TV, gone. NFL Network and HLN, gone. National Geographic and Animal Planet, gone. With DirecTV's comparable package, you get all those channels plus Investigation Discovery, BET, and Fox Sports 1, just to name a few. Because you shouldn't have to sacrifice your favorite channels to get a great deal. Another reason 39 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan, back in our downtown Chicago studios. Get you back out to Chase Field in a few moments. But first, a Sportsnet Central update. White Sox retired Paulie Konerko's number 14 in a pregame ceremony today at U.S. Cellular Field, which was packed. Konerko spent 16 of his 18 Major League seasons on the south side of our great city. Member of the 05 World Series championship team, Paulie today surrounded by family members, former teammates and coaches, and plenty of adoring fans. And one of his former teammates, Jim Thome, told the crowd what made Paul Konerko such a special player.
As a teammate, there was no better.
He'd put his arm around the young guy. He'd make sure the veteran was good as well. He'd talk hitting. He'd talk pitching. Heck, he might talk to himself in the corner one day. Who knows? But that's what made him great.
Definitely good to be back here, and I have to say that looks pretty cool. I always knew it was an honor and a privilege to put this uniform on, but to be truthful, when you're playing, no matter how much you know it, you don't know it all the way until you can't put it on anymore. So over the last 6-7 months, it kind of hits you, and now I really know to the degree that how proud I am and how honored I am to have worn this uniform in this ballpark and played hard for you guys as long as I could. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Blackhawks fans, as soon as Game 4 goes final, flip over to Comcast Sportsnet Plus, the Blackhawks post-game live. Pat Boyle, Steve Conroy, Jammer, Jamal Mayers will break down all the action with expert analysis. You'll hear post-game press conferences. You get locker room reaction from the United Center. That's Blackhawks post-game live immediately, as Edzo would say after the game, only on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. That is going to do it from our downtown Chicago studios. We'll go back out to Len and JD in Arizona next. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Things move fast around here. Who's got time to look at the fine print? So you see DirecTV's new offer. $19, you think. But after just 3 months, you're paying over $100 a month, and it keeps going up. Turns out you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you nearly $3,000. Thinking about DirecTV? Think again.
There's nothing direct about DirecTV. Call Xfinity from Comcast for a great offer and lock in your rate for 2 years.
Imagine if you could predict an accident before it happened. Presenting the world's first car that warns you of a possible collision 2 cars ahead. Helping you avoid accidents you don't see coming. Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti Q50 for $309 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Get your Memorial Day party on at American Sale. Right now, get up to 50% off pools, spas, and patio sets. And for a limited time, get 0% financing for 24 months. Or save $100 on every $1,000 spent. The more you buy, the more you save. Save up to $500 on patio furniture, $500 on above-ground pools, $1,000 on spas. But hurry, this sale ends May 31st. 9 Chicagoland locations. Visit AmericanSale.com and get your fun on.
The internet is full of crazy stories and rumors. But when it comes to the Cubs, you can bet the farm. CSNChicago.com is bringing you the facts. From Cubs fans, for Cubs fans. The Cubs page on CSNChicago.com. Brought to you by Wintrust.
Tomorrow on CSN, get ready for an all-new episode of Beer Money. Each week, join Jen Letta and Luke Stuckmeyer as they quiz contestants on their sports trivia knowledge. Win big or go home. Beer Money, presented by Coors Light. Tomorrow at 7 on CSN Chicago. Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
And we'd like to welcome all of our viewers watching in the Indianapolis area on AT&T Uverse. And while there may be people in Wyoming and in Idaho watching us on various devices, you're probably not in Wyoming, Idaho watching. We want to welcome those from Wyoming, Iowa watching us. The home office in Wyoming on Wyoming Mutual Telephone, a new CSN affiliate. Started with an I, ended in a vowel. Yeah. And if tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois. Roof open as it was last night. Let's get the Cubs Southwest starting lineup against right-hander Ruby De La Rosa. Looks pretty familiar. Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo to start it. Castro, the former Diamondback, Miguel Montero, and Jorge Soler in the middle. Bottom three, Coughlin, the pitcher Arrieta, and the second baseman Addison Russell.
Diamondbacks defensively have been a very good team so far this year. Here's how they line up tonight. Peralta, Pollock, Trumbo, left, center, right. Third to first will go Tomas Ahmed. He can really pick it. Aaron Hill at second base. And Paul Goldschmidt, rock solid over there at first. Tuffy Goswitch is the hind catcher tonight, and the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks is 26-year-old right-hander Ruby De La Rosa. 6'1", 205, 8 starts, 4-2 with a 4.08 ERA. He's been on a nice roll lately. Went 9 innings last time out in a no decision against the Marlins. He's got a mid-90s heater, real good changeup, and a developing slider.
Your umpires: Chris Conroy gets the plate, Angel Hernandez, Scott Barry, and Ted Barrett. First to third. De La Rosa facing the Cubs for the first time. And he's ready to work. And a fastball.
First pitch, 7-10.
And 2 balls, no strikes.
Dexter Fowler homered last night. Been on a nice roll here lately. When you look at the numbers, you think the left-handed hitters are going to have to do some damage tonight against this guy. Righties are hitting just a .181 against him. Left-handed batters, .301. Fowler not hitting for a high average, but a couple of home runs. He's taking his walks here on this road trip.
The 2-1 outside and a little up. De La Rosa grew up in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. His grandmother was a nanny for Pedro and Ramon Martinez. And Pedro, I guess, taught De La Rosa how to throw his changeup, which he threw on the previous pitch as he walks the leadoff man. Fowler now has a 15-game on-base streak.
Yeah, that was Grandma's deal. She said, "I'll watch your kids, but they have to teach him a changeup."
It's a pretty good exchange.
Yeah. When they get older and they can really pitch, I can just see it coming, and they're going to need to teach my grandson a changeup.
Now Chris Bryant, 1 for 6 last night, had the go-ahead RBI single in the 10th. And that extended his hit streak to 11 games. And a called strike.
De La Rosa, once a prized prospect of the Dodgers organization, was traded to Boston, and then this winter traded over here to the Diamondbacks for Wade Miley.
It's the black and blue matchup tonight. Both teams wearing alternate uniform tops. 2 strikes to Bryant. 84 degrees. Panels are open this evening. Clear skies above. Absolutely gorgeous. And happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Hope you're enjoying it with your family and friends. In off the plate, and it's 1-2. Cubs have lost 6 straight to the Diamondbacks. They're trying to get back to 500 for the first time since April 24th.
You know, the nature of this game is you play one game and then you move on to the next, but that loss last night really stings. That one felt like it was going to go in the W column. Tough stretch ahead with the Nationals and then the Royals coming to town.
And he got him as Bryant swings and misses for strike 3. It's out number 1 tonight. Here comes Rizzo.
Yeah, I mentioned in a little scouting report I gave on De La Rosa off the top that the 3-pitch pitcher, pretty much fastball, slider, changeup. He's always had a real good changeup. The slider has been a pitch that's kind of been a little bit iffy at times, but much better here this year. 26 years of age, and looks like the Diamondbacks may have something on their hands here. This guy looks like he's legit.
Keeping a pretty close eye on the runner Fowler. Rizzo had a hit last night, just 2 for his last 19. Still batting .320, putting up enormous slash stats. .446 on base, .565 slugging. And that one hit straight up in the air. Caught by Goldschmidt. You could probably hear him on our field microphone. I got it, I got it, I got it. So 2 outs. Fowler still at first, and it's Starlin Castro.
But you want to have one guy come in and take charge, and that way everybody else can back off and there's no collisions. It's kind of ironic because before their BP today, they were out doing some infield work. Chip Hale, the manager, was hitting ground balls to Goldschmidt and finished up, and as he was starting to walk away, Goldschmidt yelled at him, said, "Hey, Chip, give me some pop-ups."
The pitch to Starlin is in for a strike. 2 hits, a double, and an RBI last night in the opener.
They don't get to play many days here with the roof open, so these guys really have to be enjoying this. I assume by this time of year, most years, it's pretty well buttoned up.
No doubt. Yep. Unseasonably cool, and it's 84.
This should be the name of your next album. Unseasonably cool. Kind of like it.
There goes Fowler. Castro swings away and fouls. It's 0-2. Cubs at 23-18. And again, it's early, but another opportunity to pick up some ground last night on the Cardinals, who had lost, and the Cubs were unable to take advantage. In the dirt.
I don't think strength of schedule matters as much in baseball as it does in some of the other sports. But when you look at the Cubs' schedule so far, I mean, they've played a lot of games against teams that are above 500 or were expected to contend. In the middle of a pretty tough stretch here again with Washington, Kansas City coming up, and then the very next road trip after 3 in Miami, they go to DC for 4, and then Detroit.
Fowler runs, little double clutch by Gosewich, and Fowler's in with a stolen base.
Well, Chip Hale guessed right, put the pitch out on, but it didn't matter. See what happens with Gosewich here as he comes out of his crouch, reaches in, just must not have had the handle on it. Looked like Hill was over there in pretty good shape.
Stolen base number 11 for Fowler. By the way, Cardinals lost again tonight in Kansas City, 3-2. So the Cubs are 3 games back currently. 2-2 now on Castro. Goldschmidt way off the line at first. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 strikeouts for De La Rosa in the opening frame. Jake Arrieta to the mound when we come back to AZ.
On behalf of Southwest Airlines, welcome to Chicago.
Let's go, let's go.
All right, don't everybody get up at once.
Come on, let's go.
Follow me.
Door.
Seriously, we can't miss you if you don't leave. Once again, we have landed. Welcome. Thank you so much. Come back and see us.
Sometimes flights end before games do. Watch free live TV on your own device. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Hey neighbor, this Memorial Day weekend, Ace can help your flowers grow bigger, better, faster. For 4 days only, Miracle Grow potting mix is just $6.99 after $3 instant savings.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The experts at Binny's Beverage Depot can read my mind. They can even read my signs. You can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
SMR indicator to helium.
And there they are, 57 million miles from Earth.
How does it look? Here I go. Roger.
Now he's exited the module, and we are one step from Mars.
1201.
Never miss a moment. Get live TV on the go included with AT&T UVerse TV.
Jake Arrieta will face the Diamondbacks for the second time. Here's their Southwest starting lineup. A.J. Pollock absolutely sizzling hot. He'll be in the leadoff spot. Mark Trumbo moves up to bat second in front of Paul Goldschmidt. Huge numbers for him against the Cubs. Peralta, his first start of the series. Tomas has hit in 7 straight. It's veteran Aaron Hill who has big numbers against Arrieta. He'll play second. Gosewich and Ahmed teamed up to win the game in the 13th, and the pitcher De La Rosa will bat 9th.
Cubs afield. Look like this evening. Coughlin back in there and left, had a day off yesterday. Fowler, Soler, center and right. Bryant, Castro, Russell, Rizzo, third to first. Welcome home Miguel Montero. He's behind the plate tonight. And the Alexis pursuing starting pitcher for the Cubs is Jake Arrieta. Jake 4-4, and he's pitched well enough to be 6-2 at least with a 2.77 ERA. Lots of strikeouts, not many walks. He's only allowed a couple of home runs. It's a predominantly right-handed hitting Diamondback lineup, predominantly right-handed hitting roster. We'll see how they deal with the offerings of Arrieta. Fastball, slider, cutter, curve and a change.
Sinker at 93 for a strike. A.J. Pollock. 4 hits, tied a career high last night. Triple-double, steal, 2 runs. 10 for 16 his last 4 games.
Good player, has all kinds of tools. He has power, he has speed. Got a 360 on base percentage, 454 slugging. Those are both well above average.
Slider strike, 1 and 2. See the Cubs defensive alignment against the right-handed hitting Pollock. Fastball, got him.
Pollock lingering in the box there like somebody who's been asked to leave a party and didn't really want to go. Are you sure? Can I stay? Come on, let me stay. You have to go. You've been uninvited. You've been unfriended by Jake Arrieta.
I think that's how the Clash came up with their big song. Should I stay or should I go? Mark Trumbo laces that one into the right field corner. It's a fair ball. Soler up with it, and his throw not in time. A sliding 2-bagger for Trumbo. First hit of the weekend.
Not a bad idea to attack that first good one you see from Arrieta. If you fall behind, you're asking for trouble. Off-field double for Trumbo. And an RBI opportunity for Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt, as you saw when we gave you the lineup, a career .382 batter against the Cubs, leading all active players. 3 hits last night, and this was the big one off Hector Rondon to tie it in the 10th.
Well, he's just in any critical situation with him. Any situation you have to pitch carefully, and obviously late in the ball game, you be very cautious with Goldschmidt.
Down 0-2 now is Goldschmidt with Peralta on deck.
To go hard in on him.
With a breaking ball instead, and they fouled it off. Goldschmidt last year had a season end on August 1st, got hit by a pitch against the Pirates, broken left hand. He was hitting .300 at the time. The year before, he led the National League in homers and RBIs.
All-star each of the last 2 years. Good try.
Curve. A little bit of a knee buckler, and Goldschmidt just had to pray it wasn't called a strike. Let's see what Pitch Tracks thought.
Off the plate inside. Good idea to break it out there just to show him something else. Maybe slow that bat down a little bit. Goldschmidt signed out of Texas State University. 8th round pick.
The 1-2 is low.
So a quick study, for an 8th round pick. He did not spend a lot of time in the minor leagues before coming here to Phoenix.
Trumbo doubled. 2-2 on Goldschmidt. 1 out. We're in the last of the first. Just getting underway. Jacob Joseph Arrieta, 6'4", 225. Grew up in Texas. Went to Weatherford College and TCU.
So you got the Horned Frogs against the Bobcats here. He's gone in, he's gone out, he's gone soft with the curveball. Might be time for one of those lane changing sliders. Tried to paint the outside corner, just missed. 95, little comeback action. Similar to the one he threw to finish off Pollock, but this one just off the outside corner. This is a pretty good battle right here, too. Elite level guys. One of the best pitchers in the league, and obviously an MVP candidate in Goldschmidt.
Arrieta's 9th pitch of the at bat. Well, how did he take that? That's 3 takes on really close pitches. A very keen eye by Goldschmidt.
You talk about making pitches against a dangerous hitter, not giving in. He's all over the bottom part of that zone. He's moving the ball in and out. Some guys just, they track the ball better than others because there's a lot of hitters that are going to be offering at that last one.
David Peralta, a converted pitcher. And he bounces one fair. Nice play. Rizzo, Arrieta covering, and they get the out. Runners at second and third. And a nifty 3-1.
Oh, we'll talk a lot about Rizzo and Goldschmidt whenever these two teams get together because they're complete players. Tremendous offensive players. They can both play defense. They both run the bases well, and Rizzo flashes a little leather here.
We'll bring up Yasmani Tomas. Quiet night last night. He went 1 for 6. And still has 14 hits over his last 7 games. Rookie batting .337. He did not make their club out of spring training. He came up on April 15th. Made his debut as a pinch hitter. And then took over as their third baseman when Jake Lamb went on the DL with a left foot injury. Diamondbacks will have a good problem when Lamb comes off the shelf. Chip Hale would probably tell us it's not a problem at all. We like having good players active and available on our roster.
Yeah, they'll have a tough decision to make for sure as to how they're going to rework that roster. It's been a good offensive club. They score a lot of runs. They've got team speed. They don't have a lot of thumpers. Goldschmidt, obviously. Trumbo's got power. Aaron Hill when he's in the lineup, but he doesn't play every day.
A 2-1 line in the right. It's going to score at least 1. Here comes the throw. 2 runs in, and Tomas ends up at second. It's 2-0.
Yeah, and that's a scouting report on Tomas. Very good at shooting the ball the other way. That's kind of where he likes to go. You saw Trumbo double into the right field corner. Now Tomas takes that off-field approach, gets that front leg down, and hands move quickly through the strike zone.
An early Arizona lead, and here's Aaron Hill. Walked as a pinch hitter last night, 6 out of 14 with a home run versus Arrieta. Tonight making his 400th appearance at second base for the Diamondbacks. That's a new club record.
Past the O-Dog.
Orlando Hudson. Broken bat roller right back to Arrieta, and that will end the inning, but not before the Diamondbacks get a couple on Tomas. 2-run single. It's 2-0 AZ after an inning.
Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Acura dealer for attractive offers on the ILX. With an 11% rebate on everything, Menards gives you the freedom to save on anything you choose, including sale prices. Spectracide Extended Control Weed and Grass Killer is ready to use, plus with an additional 11% rebate, it's only $7.99. Schultz Sun and Shade Grass Seed is on sale, plus with an additional 11% rebate, a 3-pound bag is $5.95. That's savings on top of savings. Dream big, America, because Menards has an 11% rebate on everything.
Save big money at Menards.
Verizon says never settle. T-Mobile agrees. Never settle for Verizon's overpriced gimmicks. Try the Un-Carrier risk-free for 14 days. You'll love it, or we'll pay for you to go back.
Cub fans, let's go. Don't miss all the excitement this season at Wrigley Field. The Cubs return to action this Monday. It's Memorial Day. The Washington Nationals are in, and then the Kansas City Royals. It's a 6-game homestand. Make sure you plan ahead. Go to Cubs.com. Get your tickets today.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Miguel Montero got a nice ovation last night. Didn't start the game, but he did pinch hit and caught the last few innings. Put up some really good numbers here in Arizona.
Made a couple of all-star teams. Makes his home here. And he just missed driving one out of here last night. Took a changeup from Randall Delgado and drove it to left field. Pinned the left fielder up against the wall, but just didn't get enough of it. That was sometime late in the ball game. I can't remember exactly when. 11th, 12th, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was late.
4-hour and 27-minute ball game last night. About 430 pitches were made.
There's the changeup. For strike 2.
Perhaps some tired arms out there in those bullpens tonight. But if you look at the recent history, these starting pitchers are both likely to pitch fairly deep into this ball game. Delgado pitched 9 innings last time. Got a no decision. That was a 3-2 Diamondback win over the Marlins in 13. His previous 2 starts, he went 7 innings each time. Fairly routine for Arrieta to give you 7 these days.
Montero's walk rate by far his career best here early on. 16.5%. He's always been a little above average in that department. Career walk rate of 10%.
It's about twice average, isn't it? You say 16?
16.5, yeah.
So he walks better than 16% of his plate appearances in league averages, right around 8.
And striking out just above league average. He's at 20%. So very, very solid ratios. And if you want to continue the ratio theme, according to Baseball Reference, his line drive rate is 28%, which is terrific. Chatting with Turner Ward, their hitting coach. Got to sleep in his own bed the last couple of nights.
We haven't seen much of the slider yet from Delgado. We've seen a lot of fastballs and changeups. He got both of his strikeouts in the first inning with changeups. Got Bryant and Castro with that pitch. Pull shift for Montero. Extra man on the right side of the infield out there in shallow right. Outfielders play him pretty much straight away and fairly deep. It's a big yard. Yields a lot of doubles and triples, big down the lines and big out in the alleys as well. Staying alive, staying alive.
We're doing John Travolta's career in musical terms. And he went.
I believe that was a slow curveball, and he doesn't throw many of those, but after a lengthy battle, he figured he needed to pull something else out of his back pocket. Good battle by Montero, but ultimately Delgado, or De La Rosa, excuse me, gets the win. His third strikeout.
Soler 2 for 6 in the opener, double and a run. 2-0 Diamondbacks on the Yasmani Tomas 2-out 2-run single. Jake Arrieta in the first inning. Ahmed to Goldschmidt.
Ahmed, an offensive hero in the ball game last night, but his moneymaker is his glove. He's a tremendous defensive player. Boy, he turned a double play last night. That was very impressive. And this time he sits back on that back leg. Quick exchange from glove to throwing hand. It reminds me a little bit of Adam Everett. Such a good defender for a number of years in the big leagues.
Here's Coughlin with 2 outs. 5 in a row retired by De La Rosa since the Fowler leadoff walk. And a bunt attempt. Gonzalez caught it. Wow, what a play. Talk about the catcher's range behind the plate. We're usually talking about the ability to slide and block pitches. That was impressive.
He got out of there in no time.
Why pause a spontaneous moment to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Kick summer off right with great Memorial Day deals at Lowe's. Like $10 off all paint and primer and stain and sealant in one via online or mail-in rebate. Plus 5 bags of premium mulch for $10. So hurry into Lowe's now for big summer savings.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof that fun can be good for you. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
2 oil changes for the price of 1? That's $14.99 each. Just ask at CarX.
Tomorrow night, it's a brand new episode of Beer Money, presented by Coors Light. It's Chicago's most exciting sports trivia game show. Sunday at 7 on Comcast Sports Net. It's on TV. It's beer. It's money. It's trivia. It's exciting.
It has been a very bizarre day in Major League Baseball. I'm probably going to miss something, but we'll try to list off some of the things that have happened. The latest, Brian Mattis, foreign substance, ejected.
Wow.
Orioles and Marlins in a scoreless tie in the bottom of the 12th. Got a triple play turn today by the Houston Astros. You had a manager, Brian Price, get ejected while exchanging the lineup card. Garrett Jones pitched for the Yankees in a blowout.
Yeah, he normally doesn't do that. Plays first base and a little outfield or DH, but it was a 15-4 Ranger win today.
The only non-bizarre thing that has happened today is that it's raining again in Colorado. Called strike 3 to get Gosawish, so after that great diving catch, he gets rung up.
It's a humbling game. He did make a spectacular play. Arrieta not only gave up that 2 spot in the first, but he had to work awfully hard through a lot of pitches, so he'd like a nice, clean, quick bottom half of the second. He's off to a good start.
Ahmed, who won the game last night, first career game-ending hit. He's got a career best 7-game hitting streak. And yeah, we said it early last night, he's known more for his glove than his bat, but it was his bat.
And a home run, I think, was his 3rd extra base hit of the year. 3rd or 4th. Tell you here in a minute. Yeah, well, he's got 3 now. He had 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs prior to the game last night. About 100 at bats.
One and 2 the count. The pitcher's on deck. De La Rosa.
Just a good heater down and away. Might get the job done here.
Got it.
That works too.
So his 3rd strikeout. They've all been looking. As the late Ernie Harwell would have said, excessive window shopping sends Ahmed back to the dugout.
I don't think Arrieta made the pitch he wanted to make, but it settled into the top of the zone and he got his punch out.
We'll call that a slur if it was 85.
Yeah,
it was a little harder than the curve, a little softer than the slider.
Yeah, and I think it was, he just didn't finish the slider, I think.
It was an eider.
I'm not going to start blending pitches without thinking it thoroughly through. Something bad might happen.
De La Rosa bounces out. And yeah, Anthony, it's the 3rd out. They go 1-2-3 actually. 2-0.
It's Memorial Day, and the savings are huge. Come lease the 2015 Sonata for just $141 a month. Take home the best midsize car for the money, according to U.S. News and World Report. Or get behind the wheel of the up to an EPA estimated 38 mpg Highway Elantra for just $120 a month. Come discover the confidence of America's best warranty at the Memorial Day sales event and save big on every Hyundai. Lease the Elantra SE for $120 a month or get $2,750 bonus cash on the Elantra Sport or Elantra Limited. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Get beautiful new floors right now with Luna's incredible 70% off sale. That's carpet, laminate, and even hardwood, all for 70% off. You'll get professional installation and can be confident with Luna's exclusive Love Your Floors promise. Transform your home with an amazing 70% off carpet, laminate, and hardwood. Reserve your free in-home appointment at Luna.com or call
773-202-LUNA. Dish Network claims to be a better value than DirecTV. But did you know that their Top 120 package includes 31 music stations and dozens of TV channels you've probably never even heard of? So why does Dish call it America's Top 120 if you only get a few decent TV channels? With DirecTV's Choice Package, you get the highest rated channels with your favorite shows. The best channels for the best price. Another reason 39 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
This Memorial Day weekend, USAA honors those who gave everything in their service to our country. Let's have a nice round of applause for all of our veterans and military members here at the ballpark tonight. Two 2-0, the Diamondbacks have the lead. And before we get started here in the third, congratulations to Paul Konerko, who had his number 14 retired by the White Sox today. I guess his microphone went out for a few seconds. And when it came back, he said, and that's how I figured out the meaning of life. Beautiful. Arrieta 0 for 19. With 13 strikeouts. He's better than that. In that Rangers 15-4 win at Yankee Stadium, Shin-Soo Choo knocked in 4 runs all in 1 inning on 2 hits.
So 4 in a row for the Rangers, starting to make a little noise.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Bounce to third. That's Tomas. Also, congrats to the University of Tokyo. Their baseball team snapped the losing streak. Do you know how long their losing streak was? 94 games.
Really? What's going on with that program?
Hosei University 6-4 today. First win since 2010. I guess it's Japan's top college, but they do not offer sports scholarships. So I guess it's kind of like, you know, an Ivy League school. Great academics.
Not so much. Well, what is it? Waseda? Is that the one? The really good baseball program over there?
That sounds right. I think that's where Tsuyoshi Wada. Yeah. Joe Madden has the 30-minute rule, right? Do you think they spent more than 30 minutes celebrating their first win in 5 years?
I bet you they were able to extend that a little bit. So that's a tough career, your whole college career. You don't have a single win. There's a school, Cal something,
okay,
and they had a similar run in basketball and went for years without a win. Real smart kids.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 9 batters in, and De La Rosa has fanned 4 of them. And has not yet allowed a hit.
We were talking about strikeout walk rates earlier. You know, his strikeout rate is above league average. He's been able to keep the walks down this year. I think that was showed as 89 on the gun, but I normally 85, 86. It certainly had changeup action. And there's a changeup there at 84. So maybe it was just a sinker. No, that's a power changeup right there. Kind of an oxymoron, but that's what it was.
That hit the dirt. Boy, Goldschmidt is, as you said, he's a baseball player. He's not just a hitter. This is a great matchup of what we believe will be perennial all-star first baseman. They're going to be competing for that starting spot for many years. Goldschmidt and Rizzo.
If you've been wishing for something amazing, at Cricket Wireless, we've got it. A special offer on the new Samsung Galaxy S6. Plus, we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. Because a great phone deserves a great network. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Go take the trail less traveled and save on the gear you need at Bass Pro Shops Go Outdoors Event and Sale. With great deals on gear for camping, hiking, and paddle sports. And check out the world's most exciting store, Bass Pro Shops at the Memphis Pyramid.
I want to help you. I do. I know what's going on here has to be really, really complicated.
We're here to stop the end of the world.
I can work with that.
Load up.
I've been waiting for you.
When Martin Cooper invented the mobile phone,
Hello? Hey, this is Marty. Guess what we did?
connectivity took a mighty leap forward. Now Mazda uses advanced technology to keep you seamlessly connected to the world.
Hey.
Hi, headed home?
On my way.
And the road. This is the Mazda 3. What do you drive? During the Mazda Memorial Day sales event, get $500 Memorial Day bonus cash on any new 2014 or 2015 Mazda 3.
Tuesday night on CSN, Washington invades Wrigley for a Game 2 tilt with your Cubs. Before the Northsiders take the field, join Cap and Holly for Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto, starting at 5:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Welcome back. Next Saturday, that's May 30th, the Cubs take on the Royals. 6:15 for the first pitch. First 10,000 fans at the ballpark will receive a 1915 Chicago Whales replica throwback jersey presented by Benjamin Moore. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Arrieta to Pollock. Outside ball one, third inning. 2-0 Arizona. On the ground, Castro. Safe. A stretch by Rizzo, but Pollock beats it out.
No indication yet from the Cubs dugout that they're inclined to challenge this one. A little stumble for Castro as he tries to set himself to make the throw. Still manages to get it off and make it close. Yeah, looked like he beat it.
So the leadoff man is aboard. Trumbo, who doubled in the first and scored on the Tomas single. Foul strike.
Attacked a first pitch fastball and hammered it into the right field corner. Swinging first pitch here as well. It was a slider this time, or a cutter from Arrieta.
Matt Harvey Got knocked around for 7 runs in 4 innings today in a loss at Pittsburgh. As Pollock runs, he is going to be out. Montero with a strike to Russell.
Well, Pollock, he didn't want to leave the batter's box last time. Now he doesn't want to leave the base. They're waiting to see whether they appeal or not, so he's just hanging out. Waiting word from the dugout.
Yeah, I don't like that. If guys are called out, I think they should head back to the dugout. And then
there's a really quick release by Montero. As you watch that play develop, you see the break, and then you see the delivery from Arrieta, who has been easy to run on this year, Jake. Not particularly quick to home plate, so you're kind of watching it unfold. You think, oh, he's going to beat it, but watch how quickly Montero gets rid of this ball, and the throw is on the money.
So no challenge. And the 0-2, Trumbo bounces to Bryant, and he just took too much time, it looked like, again. That's been a little mechanical habit that they're trying to break him of, and that is that kind of that popping the glove.
Yeah, Starlin does it a lot too.
Right
a little
there.
tap right there, and then you have to hurry the throw. I mean, if the throw's accurate, they're still going to have him, but that little pop forces him to be, to try to get a little bit more on the throw. And when you do that, it tends to sail a little bit.
The drill they've had him do, and this is a thing Joe Madden had done years ago, is hitting him ground balls with a ball in his hand, the throwing hand. So that forces you to field the ground ball with just the glove, and then
you already got a ball.
You already have a ball in your hand.
That, yeah.
Yep. So you don't do that tap. When you hate to have an error committed right in front of Goldschmidt.
Yeah, I'm with you, Montero. Mickey hanging on there. Now chatting with Chris Conroy. We got a guy like Goldschmidt in there. You want him a little bit more. And you say, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
Not an egregious miss, but it looked like a strike.
Here's a pitch. Lifted in the air the other way. Soler has a beat on it. And that is out number 2. Yeah, these kids, JD, it's a process, and as Joe mentioned the other day, he's not expecting perfection. He's expecting presence, and errors are going to happen, but you'd like to try to clean it up as much as you can here as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and those are some of the things when they talk about a player, he's not ready. When you always hear clubs talk about that as a player works his way through the minor leagues. Is he ready to play at the big league level? You would like to have all that stuff kind of behind you when you get to the big leagues. Probably some guys are not a problem. The thing is, some guys are so good in certain facets of the game that you live with that while they're here at the big league level, and just know that it's going to take a little time for them to figure out that little piece of it.
Then you certainly don't worry about Bryant's work habits. It's something he's working on to fix. His defense is very important to him, and he's heard the whispers of certain scouts saying that they don't see him as a third baseman long term.
Yeah, and I've talked to a couple of scouts that say that's poppycock. That kid's an athlete, he can play. Ooh, where's that one? I'm going to get ejected if I keep this up, because I'm starting to complain about the strike zone. Yeah.
He made the pitch he wanted to
make. Good pitch.
Yep. 2-2 on Peralta.
So, yeah, what happens is we're all guilty of it in this game. Guys get labels, kind of like typecasting almost, and even scouts do it too. Even some really good ones, they see a guy, he's too big to play third base. He's too long to, He's not going to be agile enough to play that position with that height. He's going to have to move to first or the outfield. But if you watch him play, you say, no, it looks like a pretty good athlete, very good athlete. And he should be able to play third base for a long time.
Coughlin on the move. He's got it, and the inning comes to an end. So the error maybe extended the inning a few extra pitches, but didn't lead to any runs. 2-0 Diamondbacks.
Nissan gave a lucky few the ride of their life in the 2015 Nissan Altima.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
Nissan Altima with blind spot warning and up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose Altima with 0% financing for up to 72 months. Plus, with bonus cash, save up to $2,000. Bonus cash ends June 1st. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that excites.
There are measures we can offer. Other agents in the field.
I work alone.
Okay, what's it gonna take?
I want a guarantee.
He wants the card.
I'm in.
He's good.
Drop my phone.
Flour-pressed soap, homemade hot sauce, artisanal pickles, whatever those are. Well, we're glad handcrafted is finally cool. Because at Firestone Complete Auto Care, we've been handcrafting since 1926. Robots might build cars, but it takes human hands to keep them running right. And that's a guarantee, backed by our fixed right promise. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
There's a difference between saying you missed an opportunity and you failed.
You're going to tolerate failure. I'm not.
I'm choosing to live in a place that isn't pass-fail. I don't live in a world that's pass-fail.
This season at Wrigley Field, the Cubs will feature Budweiser Bleacher Fridays, starting with the Beach Bash on May 29th. All Bleacher fans 21 and older will receive a pair of sunglasses for the game while enjoying special entertainment, music concessions, and a beach-themed post-game party in Wrigleyville. Cubs.com for tickets and information.
Here's Bryant. He's got a 3-game go-ahead RBI streak.
3-game go-ahead RBI streak.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least one go-ahead RBI in each of the last 3 games. And in 3 different ways. Home run, sac fly, and a single. And after the high one, 1-2. Tough to lay off that pitch, tough to do much with it.
We've seen him handle the ball up on occasion, but not quite that high.
Drills this one way deep, but he was way out in front. And it's foul. Let's go back to San Diego Wednesday night.
That ball was up.
Sac fly ended up being a game winner. Thursday, first inning, that ended up being a game winner. And then last night in the 10th, it was a go-ahead, not a game winner, as the Diamondbacks would come back. That ball drilled the other way into right for a base hit. So you know what that one is right there, and he's got a 12-game hitting streak. Been reading about Mike Moustakas, who went into spring training this year, bound and determined to work on beating the shift. Now, he's a left-handed hitter. Teams were over-shifting like they do against Rizzo and others. And he has started to hit line drives to the opposite field. That's how you beat shifts right there, doing what Bryant just did.
Yeah, and I think Chris's game plan there was because, he got beat with a changeup first time up. He pulled the changeup foul, and he's telling himself, stay back, stay inside the ball, be willing to shoot it the other way. Pretty Pretty good swing on 96 after being out in front of that changeup.
See, they've got 3 infielders on the other side of second. And now with a man on, they can't overshift against Rizzo.
Padres stayed in on Rizzo throughout the series in San Diego. Fastballs in, breaking balls down towards his back foot. Tuffy pretty nimble back there behind the plate.
'53rd Major League appearance, 37th start for De La Rosa. You mentioned it earlier. He went 9 his last time out, got a no decision in Miami. That game went 13 innings. Got their first win under their new manager Dan Jennings, 1-0 over Baltimore in 13.
So 1 in 5, is it?
Yep. Snapped their 8-game losing streak. Rizzo strikes out. 1 away.
That's 5 for De La Rosa. Again, that power changeup. It's only been 1 steal with De La Rosa on the mound this year. Goswitch is a good thrower. He's quick back there. He's a little frustrated, fooled by the changeup. Bryant's got 4 steals, been caught 1 time.
De La Rosa now set. He's going to fire over again.
Yeah, you're taking some time here trying to keep Bryant close. Aside from that, though, he's not particularly quick. Taking a lot of time between pitches. If baseball ever were to adopt a pitch clock, you have to speed things up a little bit.
Bryant takes off for second. Swung on and missed by Castro's. Safe at second. Bryant gets the bag, his 5th steal. Cubs are 2 for 2 tonight. These 2 teams both like to run.
Bryant taking a long look in, seeing if Castro makes contact. He came up empty, but Bryant with his speed able to beat the throw to second base. Joe Madden likes to hit and run with Castro because you can usually count on him to put the bat on the ball.
Throw goes to second, and they got Bryant. on a really close play. A little bit of a risk there with already one out in the inning by Ahmed. But the call is out, and Joe's going to challenge.
Yeah. Boy, yeah, that was a risky play. It was a pretty slick play. He is so quick. I mean, Brian took maybe a step, maybe two towards third base before retreating. He's taking his secondary lead. Yeah, just like a step and a half before he turns and heads back to second base.
Can't tell. Now, the out was called, so we got to find something that shows his hand getting back first.
Looks safe there. Can't see exactly when and where that tag is applied. You know, as you watch that play unfold, it looked like he was going to be safe in that last look. And usually, you know, the crowd in the ballpark usually reacts to the video and based on their opinion of what should be called. But there's so many Cub fans here. I think it was the Cub fans we just heard cheering, thinking that this is going to be overturned.
Is that angle enough right there? Because again, it looks like his hand is in, but you got to see that glove. Yeah, it makes contact.
I think it just depends on who's back in New York looking at the call, because we've seen calls overturned. Yeah, without definitive evidence, but just that looks like, you know, this is what we think.
So Joe keeps his challenge. And the Cubs have two on with only one out. And, yeah.
So Castro will reach on a fielder's choice.
Wouldn't you like to be in the war room, or at least hear some of the chatter maybe after the fact of like that play and what they actually looked at and what the determination was? Because I still feel like we're learning what sorts of angles will allow them to overturn.
Well, I think there's the human element too. I mean, you could put 3 or 4 different people in a room looking at the same replay, and some people are going to say that's conclusively safe, and other people are going to look at it and go, I think he's safe, but I can't say with 100% certainty. It just depends who's in that war room on any given night.
So the Cubs are now 6-8 in challenges. Well, as you mentioned, Ahmed with a quick throw, but ultimately, I'm not sure the risk was worth it. Like he had a fairly routine out at first.
Yeah, it's kind of like trying to go to third base with 2 outs in the inning. You have to make sure you're going to make it. Same thing there. That play, you know, instincts take over. He's just trying to make a play.
Well, chance to turn it here, and they will to get out of it. 6-4-3. And that'll take us to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 2-0 Diamondbacks.
Chicago is a place where made in America still means something, and quality means everything. And when it comes to the highest quality cars on the road, Honda is America's best. With millions of Hondas built right here in America from suppliers right here in the Midwest. And right now, your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers are celebrating with 0.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers on all 2015 Honda Civics and Accords. Don't miss the America's Best Sales event at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer today.
For over 50 years, Discount Tire has been the place where America saves on tires.
Today, Feldco honors the best of the best, the top of the class, the ultimate in energy efficiency. To celebrate, Feldco is offering 2 windows for the price of 1.
That's right. Get 2 windows for the price of 1 and graduate to higher savings with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 1 year.
2 windows for the price of 1 and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
The experts at Binny's Beverage Depot can read my mind. They can even read my signs. can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
The ultimate backyard party starts at American Sale. Get the lowest prices of the year on patios, pools, spas, and playsets. You'll save on everything. 9 Chicagoland locations. Visit AmericanSale.com and get your fun on.
A couple of seam heads. A Clark's Crew, presented by Jewel Osco, is the official kids club of the Chicago Cubs. Team up with Clark as a member of Clark's Crew and receive kid-specific perks, experiences, and merchandise. Visit Cubs.com/Clark to sign up today. Be part of the fun all season long.
Okay. JD, your analysis.
Warriors, come out and play.
Tomas, 2-run single in the first inning. He's got an 8-game hitting streak. Hitting almost 450 during the streak. And it's right in there on a fastball. It's 0-2. Only other start for Arrieta against the Diamondbacks was here last year. On July 20th, and he suffered the loss.
You mentioned earlier, I think off the air we were talking, you said that Tomas reminded you a little bit of Marlon Byrd, and yeah, facially and in terms of the body too. And that swing right there was kind of Marlon Byrdish. Marlon's a free swinger, can handle a lot of pitches. That one was up out of the zone.
Couldn't get the curveball, and he struck him out.
Fourth for Arrieta. First three were all looking. Swing that curveball a little bit more frequently here tonight.
Base hit left field. Aaron Hill is now 7 out of 16 against Arrieta. And here's Gosowicz, who's made a highlight diving catch on a foul bunt.
He and Jordan Pacheco share the catching duties for the Diamondbacks. They have not done a lot offensively. Gosowicz, very solid defender. Chip Hale may try to play a little hit and run here, try to create something at the bottom of his batting order.
Time for our Xfinity high-speed action.
Gosowicz probably, better suited to be a backup catcher, a guy who can only once, maybe twice a week, or pair him with a certain pitcher because of those defensive skills, but they don't have another option right now.
Gerald Laird is on the DL, and he's also kind of in that mold.
Yeah. He signed Saltalamacchia right after the Marlins released him. He's down in the minor leagues. And he wasn't hitting much. It's funny how players can be dependent on their teammates. Just, if the guys in the lineup continue to produce and they score enough runs, then they can carry Gosowicz and Pacheco, not worry so much about what they get offensively from the catching position. But if they start to struggle scoring runs and they start looking for answers, that may be a place where they go. You think about pitchers when you talk about lack of run support, but I guess you could say it applies to anybody in any given lineup.
Yeah.
If you're a defense first guy and your team's not scoring runs, you could be victimized by a lack of run support.
Yeah, well put. 2 balls and a strike. Here it is. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw by Montero. Out at second. So he's 2 for 2 and throwing out base stealers tonight.
Hit and run play, a modest lead by Hill. He's hoping for contact, gets none. and wisely chose not to use a timeout there. He's going to save it for later in the game, but he knew his proverbial goose was cooked about 2/3 of the way to second base.
Swing and a miss, and just like that, the inning is over. To the 5th, as Miguel Montero showing off that strong throwing arm against his former team. 2-0 AZ.
Checking 2 bags? That'll be $0 extra. Want to change your flight? $0 for that. Live TV? Tack on $0. Everyone who flies Southwest knows 0 adds up to a lot. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Get beautiful new floors right now with Luna's incredible 70% off sale. That's carpet, laminate, and even hardwood, all for 70% off. You'll get professional installation and can be confident with Luna's exclusive Love Your Floors promise. Transform your home with an amazing 70% off carpet, laminate, and hardwood. Reserve your free in-home appointment at luna.com or call
773-202-LUNA. Dish Network claims to be a better value than DirecTV. But did you know that their Top 120 package includes 31 music stations and dozens of TV channels you've probably never even heard of? So why does Dish call it America's Top 120 if you only get a few decent TV channels? With DirecTV's Choice Package, you get the highest rated channels with your favorite shows. The best channels for the best price. Another reason 39 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Comcast Sportsnet, your home for Chicago Cubs baseball.